In ancient China, children lived with their parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins. Generations of one family often lived in one house. The boys in China did not leave their families even after growing up. Rich families would have more servants and slaves. Most women in ancient China were mistreated. They weren't equal to men at all. Since the day women were born, they were inferior than man, and some women spent their whole life being subservient to their family. The roles of husband and wife, parent and child, elder brother and younger brother are clearly defined. The father is expected to exhibit dominance and kindness to his wife in return for obedience and love, and offer guidance and protection to his children. China traded gunpowder, boat rudder, silk, paper, printing, compass. Ancient China had a road called the Silk Road, and it was important because it helped to generate trade and commerce between a number of different kingdoms and empires. This helped for new ideas like culture, inventions, and unique products to spread across much of the settled world. The road was called the Silk Road because one of the major products that was traded was silk cloth from China. People throughout Asia and Europe prized Chinese silk for its softness and luxury. The Romans called China the land of silk. Besides silk, the Chinese also exported teas, salt, sugar, porcelain, and spices. One of the first major events were when there was an invasion of China, and this happened when Hirohito ruled China. Japan was a powerful but small, and the country needed land and resources, so in 1937 they invaded China. They took over the northern region of Manchuria and captured the capital city of Nanking. The Great Wall of China was built to help keep out northern invaders like the Mongols. Smaller walls have been built over the years, but the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang, decided that he wanted a single giant wall to protect his northern borders. He ordered that a single strong wall be built with thousands of lookout towers where soldiers could guard and protect his empire for any enemies. In ancient China there were three main religions and phases in China: Confucianism, Taoism and Buddhism, which individually and collectively influenced both ancient and modern China. Some important people in ancient China was Confucius, who was a Chinese philosopher and politician during the Spring and Autumn period. Xiang Yu was the hegemon during the Chu Han period of China. He was granted the title of Duke of Lu by King Yi. China's government was a monarchy. The emperor had unregulated, unquestioned, and unchallenged authority. Whatever the emperor said was the law. In 3rd BCE, China's imperial period began. Before the imperial period, kings ruled China in very similar ways. Ancient China was isolated by dry deserts from the north, west, east where the Pacific Ocean was, and the south, which the impassable mountains made China develop independently from other civilizations. There was mountains, high plateaus, sandy deserts, and dense forests that surrounded ancient China. The Yellow River is to the north, Yangtze River to the south, and this gives fresh water, food, fertile soil, irrigation, and transportation for China. The lush temperature made farming easier for China. The central and southern parts of China was hot, but it was wet in summer and cool and dry in winter, but warm and humid most of year. The most important resource to ancient China was rice, copper, tin, coal, iron, ore, lead, gold, salt, clay, jade, pine, and bamboo. The copper melted with tin made bronze. The bronze made tools, weapons, and cooking containers and utensils. In ancient China there was very limited land resources. They also used the river to catch food like fish and would often go fishing. The thing they used for building were walled compounds, raised pavilions, wooden columns and paneling, yellow glazed roof tiles, landscape gardens. There was lots of buildings like the imperial administration buildings, traditional residences, and religious buildings.